Hello, everyone. I want to show you another way to enter BMI data. And so we're going to start off here on the eSchool main home screen. This is what you would see, obviously, if you've already signed in. The first thing that you want to do is click on the menu button up here in the left top side of the screen. Click on the click on the medical tab, and then click on the growth choice that's in the middle column under office. When I click under growth, it's going to take me to this page. I'm going to choose my appropriate building. I'm going to enter the date that the testing was done. I'm going to enter a default location of, let's say we did these screenings in the gym. If I did acanthosis nigricans readings and I want to record those, I'm going to put a check in this box and I'm going to put everybody in as being negative because most of the students are going to be negative. I'm going to mass add them as all being negative, and then I can change anybody that was positive to being positive. The next thing that I want to do is in the filter section, tell eSchool which students I'm going to put data in for at this moment in time. You obviously don't screen your whole building, so you're going to want to do this probably by grade. And in my example, I'm going to use 6th grade for data entry. And so I'm going to do demographic current status equals active, and then demographic grade equals 6th. Obviously, you're going to choose the grade here that you want to enter data for. And then when I click the load button here in the upper right corner, it will load all of my 6th grade students that are active. Keep in mind that this is a training account, and so there's only 3 6th graders, but you can see their names appear down below now. And you can see that they all have the gym as being the location where they were done, and then their height and weight boxes are empty. And so I'm going to go through here and I'm going to enter their heights and weights. Remember, height is entered in inches, not feet and inches, but inches. So let's say Thomas was 59.25 inches tall. I'm going to enter 59.25, and his weight was 98.2. You can see it calculates his BMI data there, or his BMI classification there. And if I scroll over to the right, you can see that that negative for acanthosis nigricans reading is there for everyone because I mass added that. And if I needed to change it, I could obviously do that there. But his was negative, so we're leaving it alone. We'll say Carol Ann Frack's height was 58.5, and she weighed 110.9, which puts her in the overweight category, you can see there. And let's say for learning purposes that her acanthosis nigricans reading was positive. I can change that to a positive there, and I'm finished entering the data for her. But keep in mind that if you have a positive reading, you're going to make some type of a referral. And I can go ahead and I can put that referral in as well by clicking on this triangle to the left of her name. So if the referral code is going to be to her guardian, and then the date that I let her parent know, and you're done with that. And then we'll move on to Carol Ann. We'll be done then with Carol Ann, and we'll move on to Margaret, who's the next one on the list here. You can make all of this extra information go away by clicking that arrow again. And so now you can see we're back on Margaret. I can enter, let's say that Margaret was absent that day, or maybe her parent refused. So those boxes would obviously stay blank, but I have to put in for Margaret why she was not measured. So I'm going to, again, click on this arrow, and here's your note box where I can enter that 2-letter code for absent or parent refused or whatever the reason is for why she was not measured. And then I can hit the save button for all of these students. And now I have completed my BMI data entry. Once I'm finished entering that data, then I can go into Cognos and I can print a report if a parent wants, and I'm also going to show you how to print a screening form in case you want to do that, to give yourself a way to keep track of the students that you need to do a BMI screening for. Now, I'm not able to go into Cognos in real time from this training account because Cognos does not exist for this training account. So I'm going to share my screen with you and pull up a PowerPoint that I have that has screenshots on how to do this. So here is, first of all, some quick information. If you don't have an eSchool manual, I highly encourage you to print one out or at least pull one up on the screen if you're working in eSchool and you have questions. You can see there, you go to abscan.org, click SMS, a login box will appear. The username is abscan, password is docs. You click Student Management System, eSchool 4.0 training documentation, scroll down to the medical section, click the medical training guide, and then you can open it and read it online, or you can print it from that point. Now, here we are back to the main homepage for eSchool. You click the menu button in the upper left side where the red circle is, and then you will click on Cognos and sign in again. And your screen for signing into Cognos may look somewhat different than this one, but you will have to sign in again. You use your same credentials for signing into Cognos that you used to sign into eSchool. Once you're signed into Cognos, this is what the main page in Cognos looks like. You will click Student Management System, Medical, and then Screenings. Growth gets you to the BMI information in Cognos. And from here, you can print your BMI entry form by grade or by homeroom teacher, whichever fits your situation better. I'm going to choose form by grade. And when I click on this, I'm going to answer specific questions. Obviously, I'm going to tell it what building I want to print this form for, and do I want to put a date on this form? You can choose yes or no. I can check the grades that I want to be on this form. And if I choose yes to populate the screening with a date, I'm going to have to pick the date from the calendar that I want to populate onto that screening form. Once I've answered all of these points on this screen, I will click the finish button in the bottom left corner where you see the red circle. And when I click the finish button, what will appear is a form that looks like this. This one has the names white. This is a real form from a real school. So I have the names whited out because these are real people. But you can see there that it would print the form with your students' names on it, and then the date that the screenings were done. And then there is a column for height, and a second column for height, and a column for weight, because you can recall that you're supposed to do 2 heights and 1 weight when you do a BMI screening. So it gives you a place to record all that data. And this, again, obviously is a blank form. With the red circle there in the middle of the screen, you can see how to print this form. If you kind of hover your cursor around the middle of the screen, that box will pop up where you can hit the print button. Once you've printed this form, you can take it with you to the screening, get your screenings done, come back and enter the data like I showed you just a few minutes ago. Now you've got all your data entered, and maybe you have a parent that wants a copy of their child's BMI report. You go back to Student Management System, logging into Cognos again if you need to. Go to Medical again, and the letter for a parent for a BMI report would be under General Student Medical. And then you would click on Student Health Screening Report. And the screen will look very similar to this. You're going to pick the school year, you're going to pick the building, you're going to pick the grade. And if you want to print letters for your entire building, you would stop there, or for an entire grade, I should say, you would stop there. And you would just click the finish button. However, more realistically, you may want just a letter for one specific student that a parent has requested. You're going to type part of their name or all of their name into that box And again, I can't show this to you because I have no way to access Cognos without real students' names. So you'll have to just use your imagination a bit here. But say the student's last name was Smith, you would type Smith in to that box where that red circle is. Anything that matches with the last name of Smith is going to show up in the results box directly below the red circle. And then you can click on the specific correct student from the result box and insert it over into the choice box. And when you do those things, then you will click the finish button once again in the bottom left corner, and you will get a letter that looks very similar to this one. I have cut off the top of the letter so that you can't see a student's name, but the letter basically looks like this. Again, if you're printing just one letter, you can hit print from this point. But if you're printing letters for your entire, say, 10th grade or your entire 6th grade or whatever it is that you're doing, if you hit print at this point, it's just going to print the one letter that's on the screen. So what you're going to want to do to make printing quicker is you're going to convert this document to a PDF, and you're going to do that by clicking on the HTML button in the upper right corner, and then where the red circle is, you're going to say, view this in PDF format. Once you say view in PDF format, if you have several letters that you're trying to print, this could take some time, maybe 5, sometimes even 10 minutes if you have a large number of letters that are being converted. But once they're converted, they will be available in a PDF format, and the screen will then look like this. If you hover in the middle of your screen, the print box will appear, and you can hit the print button there in the middle of that black box to print all of your letters for an entire grade if that's what you're doing. I hope this was helpful for everyone. If you have any questions, please reach out to the community health nurse in your area where you work, or your eSchool administrator at your district level. Thank you again for your time.